low birth weight. Um, and one of the strange things about that is I actually pulled a study up on C-sections, and women that were deficient in vitamin D, there was a 400% increase in C-sections instead of natural births. But it also increases the risk of death from issues like cancer, like you said. It gives you the feeling of loss of energy in the afternoon. Really, vitamin D affects the muscles, the joints, and the bones. Osteoarthritis is linked to D deficiency, rheumatoid arthritis. There was a guy actually that took mega doses of, he had all kinds of injuries, torn ligaments, bone spurs, all over his bodies. He was a martial arts and athletic superstar. And he actually wrote a book, mega dosing vitamin D. I can't remember, his name was Jeff Bowles or something like that. And he took 20,000 to 50,000 IUs of vitamin D a day. And what happened was, his experience is the body actually recognized everywhere that it had been injured. He had spinal injuries, joint injuries everywhere. And about the third week he was on high levels of vitamin D, the body actually re-injured or breaks down those injuries, because the injuries, if you don't have enough vitamin D and nutrients and calcium, heal the wrong way. So he actually experienced the pain all over again for like 2 or 3 days of every place he had injured himself. And then what happened over a period of like 3 months, all of those injuries completely went away and fixed themselves. And that was only with vitamin D.
Yes, it's Jeff T. Bowles. Basically, You're saying it's the ultimate building block in the body. And that's what medical doctors have told me. They've told me if you don't have enough vitamin D3, it doesn't matter how much exercise or eating the right stuff, because your body can't even absorb it. Your cells can't get it in.
Right. In a lot of the cases out there with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, it's usually nothing more than a vitamin D deficiency. I mean, you can link vitamin D to depression, mental illness, diabetes. There's so many different
things. Let me
things.
ask you this. You're saying all this, and anybody watching us on TV right now can see that we're putting mainstream news articles up constantly. Radio listeners can go to Infowars.com/show if you want to see the feed, that added level of documentation. This is well known. You mentioned Schlitz from the 30s. We pulled it up, found mainstream news about Schlitz with vitamin D and how the FDA made them take it out. Why would the FDA want beer makers to not add key vitamins? I just don't get it.
There's only one reason, really. It's because if you're vitamin D deficient, if let's say you have enough vitamin D, then you're talking about a massive blow to the pharmaceutical companies, because heart disease, stroke, cancer.
Well, I've got to give it to Schlitz. I mean, they called it Sunshine Beer. Yeah. Vitamin D3, and that's smart.
That's right. That's right. And actually their advertising campaigns were get your vitamin D all year round. You don't just need it in the winter. And there was that's just one example. There were multiple examples of people that were fortifying things in foods and drinks that were then ordered to stop. And it had to do with the fact that it was a threat to the pharmaceutical companies, and the fact that they knew that the body's immune system and the body's self-healing mechanism would be activated with vitamin D, just like iodine. And they knew that if they created a society that was vitamin D deficient, there would be a whole list of diseases, because every cell in the body depends on it. What I'm finding out now is that whatever the receptors for every single cell in the body are, that every single cell has, like iodine receptors and D receptors, those are the things that the globalists are attacking and preventing you from receiving, because if your cells become damaged, your body becomes damaged, and then you become easily controllable. And
100%. That's why they add the fluoride, all of it. It's just amazing. And
I'll tell you, yeah, one big, huge thing that I found out, how many people do you know that have skin problems? Psoriasis.
A lot.
Everything. Well, there was a doctor from Boston University. He's been one of the biggest doctors that studied vitamin D. He's written a couple books on it, Dr. Hollick. And he was talking to all the dermatologists. And they were saying, well, they sent him all of their hardest cases where they tried corticosteroids. They tried all the different topicals. Nothing worked. He said, I want to just try to apply topical D3 and see what happens. The hardest cases that were tried, every single thing was tried for 3 years. He did a placebo cream, and then he did a D3 cream. And 92% of the people with psoriasis or skin conditions cleared up just with the application of D3 on their skin.
Winter Sun, and you support the InfoWar, you get a good price, and it's extremely concentrated. InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or 888-253-3139. But the infomercial part of this is just, us plugging our product. Regardless, folks, moderate sunlight, vitamin D3, organic source, you need it. Just like iodine, you'll die without it. The globalists are scum. To defeat them, we've got to filter our water and start getting the proper nutrients. When we come back, I'm going to ask Dr. Group about why he thinks overall they're doing this and what will happen if the public en masse begins to take vitamin D3. All this and more straight ahead.
This hour brought to you by InfidelBodyArmor.com. When it hits the fan, don't be left without the body armor that will save your life. With prices starting at just $374.99 and ships free. Get yours at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Just won't quit.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Hey, Boomer! I learned in school today that 60% of our bodies are made of water. Good thing we have the Berkey system. It's the cleanest, best water ever. Mom says it's because the Berkey's filtration system cleans out the bad stuff and leaves only pure, delicious water. I know, right? You love it too. Yeah, I'm thirsty too. Let's go get some. Get Berkey clean water by calling 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Or visit GoBerkey.com.
Why use dial-up when you can use broadband? Why travel with this when you can use this? And why would anyone use colloidal or ionic silver when you can use supernatural silver? Supernatural silver is state-of-the-art, and it's been clinically proven to be several hundred times more effective than those other silvers. It's powerful enough to protect you and your family from the threat of deadly viruses, bacteria, and fungus. But it's so safe that it can be used internally or topically. And you'll never again deal with the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics. Hundreds of scientific studies by independent universities, hospitals, and research institutions have all shown supernatural silver is a powerful weapon in the fight against invading pathogens. Supernatural silver is a must-have for your arsenal. Go to supernaturalsilver.com today and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off. Give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Healthy elimination is essential to high energy, a cheerful mood, and prevention of disease. Some of the founders of our modern holistic health thinking state that disease begins in a toxic colon. A toxic intestinal tract is the foundation for virtually all degenerative disease, and a clean and well-moving intestinal tract is the foundation of health.
I just want to say that you folks have an amazing product. I've taken whey protein products for years, and I've never noticed the results I have with your product. I've suffered with bouts of constipation most of my life. Within a few days of taking One World Whey, I noticed a dramatic change. Also, in the past few years, I've experienced symptoms associated with diabetes. I feel horrible when I've had too much sugar, and I've been getting the foot pain as well. But I've noticed in the past week or so, I'm not feeling bad anymore, and the foot pain is gone. I'm just finishing up a 5-pound tub I ordered and just got off the phone ordering more. I love your product. Thank you.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld.com.
By the way, Winter Sun, like all of our products, is extremely strong. And all I know is I'm taking all these products now, and when I remember every day to take them all, I feel incredible. And I still forget some days. But used to, I'd forget for a whole week. Now I might forget one day, and then I double down. And it's changed my life. It's helped my children. It's just done so much for us. InfoWarsLife.com, Winter Sun. Next hour starting, we're going to cover news, get into how they're turning grocery stores, workout places, condos, coffee places into brainwashing facilities. Turning the entire country into a giant re-education camp. You notice Hillary came out and called it fun camps last week. This is where they just oppress you with their culture. Oppress you with stirring everybody up. There's a great video on Infowars.com, though, of black folks, white folks all sitting in a restaurant, and the Black Lives Matter people come in, and they all get in their face, and you see the black people just shaking their heads, and the white people, they just start saying, get out of here, you're just stirring up trouble. Just randomly going in some restaurant and going, racist, racist, racist. I mean, it's all George Soros funded. Black brunch protesters meet resistance from diners. You're stirring up conflict. Go home. Going back to Dr. Group to finish up. Dr. Group, this formulation you made is 2,000 IUs in one dropper full, approximately 30 full servings per container. How is Winter Sun, when we say ultra vitamin D3, how did you end up making this so strong?
Well, it wasn't easy. I mean, I think the minimum that every single person should be taking on a daily basis is 2,000 IUs. So that was really what we were trying to get at. Right now, I'm taking 20,000 IUs a day because I'm actually going through and testing it on myself because I have injuries from athletics and everything, so I'm seeing how it works. Another thing is with children really need to be on vitamin D. Their bones are growing, their joints are growing, and I think that the minimum children should be on is about 1,000 IUs a day. So not only is it necessary for adults, but especially necessary.
And that's what I do. I give my children a half a dropper full, not a full one.
Yeah, that's 1,000 IUs, and there's a marker on there as well. Well, really what I did was I just looked at all the different sources out there, and the majority of sources, like you said earlier, are synthetic. I mean, most of the things that you get in the stores are going to be cod liver oil-based, or they're going to be synthetic forms. And what I wanted to do was go to the plants, look at natural sources, and we found a source that was from lichen, and was able to, it's another company that actually specialized and spent 20 years, exposing lichen to UV and gathering them, and they concentrate it and they give it to us, and then we wanted to make it in a good tasting formula.
That's so cool, though. This ancient plant grabs the sun and then translates it into a vitamin. It's magic.
It is. Right. I mean, you can see lichen just growing on trees. It almost looks mossy-like, almost like a sea urchin kind of that grows on trees and plants and rocks and stuff like that. And so what we did is it took us a while to be able to stabilize it and with using our cold processing techniques into a formula that we could test, and it would significantly test out at 2,000 IUs. And we do it in a vegetable glycerin base, which is easy for people to take.
But being a former special ops guy, I'm sure, on those missions where you were trained to live off the land, if you had to, and I guess you could get a book on this, you could actually harvest wild lichen and eat it then, I guess.
I don't know if you could do that. There's probably some other poisonous compounds in lichen. Definitely you can use mushrooms. Hold
on. We're back in 1 minute. Tell us about natural sources of it. Folks have to buy it from us. Just you need to get it. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
GCNlive.com today.
The average person's life is filled with unexpected challenges. Unlock the energy it takes to defeat these daily beasts with Super Male or Super Female Vitality, specifically designed to assist the body in regulating proper hormone balance to create superior vitality in males and females. Supercharge and conquer your world at InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.